Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Man United agenda. But we won't be discussing club football today. We will be doing a preview for Euro 2020 or Euro 2021, as most people want to call it. I am here with an amazing panel. First of all, we have Greg here from Trinidad and Tobago. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Weather's nice. Nothing too hectic. We're still dealing with the lockdown. We're getting vaccinated. It's just a lot of stuff all over going around. So we're just trying to do our thing, and just keep calm, carry on, live life. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for the invite, Big Phil. Appreciate you.
No worries. Yank talking smack. What a name. How are you doing?
Doing all right. I've been up for an hour now. I woke up about 10 minutes before Steven's stream was on that, and now I'm here. So I'm up now, but definitely talked to me about an hour ago, and I was almost asleep.
Awesome. Talk MU. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, folks. Good. Just pouring myself a nice cold Pepsi Max cherry, just to see me through this. What are you? Steven's
already got comments.
That's what it's at.
Stephen,
the rivalry continues. You're already an Arsenal fan, so you're kind of an aficionado.
He's also technically my graphics designer as well, so we're always having a rivalry.
So you gotta be nice to each other today.
All right. So,
go ahead.
Mr. Arteta out, Stephen, what's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm trying to. Yeah, I've done a few days now without talking Arteta, so that's great. I'm taking a positive from that.
And then we're also joined by Chris. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing good. It's 11 p.m. here. One stream before going to bed.
Wow.
So I see
one stream before I'm going to bed. Well, thank you for making My United Agenda your last stream before you start to count sheep, right? So definitely everybody who's watching, just hit a like, subscribe, and definitely follow My United Agenda. So we're not going to talk about club football today. We're going to talk about a Euro 2020 preview, right? And one of the favorites going into this tournament, and there's always been favorites going into any international tournament.
Favorites, yes.
Favorites.
The three lions, also known as England.
Would you call them favorites after their last friendly against? I don't even know what country that was.
Romania.
What country? Yeah.
Well, the big question we're going to ask today, that is going to take us probably an hour, is football finally coming home? But before we get to that question, right? Over the last decade or so, we've seen many a pool of talent come through England, right? Back in the days of Gascoigne and Paul Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Rooney, Sean Wright-Phillips, Joe Cole. A lot of people had these guys dubbed to be the guys to be bringing it home for England. And, nothing happened. Now in today's pool, we're seeing the likes of Phil Foden, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling, Mason Mount, and just to name a few names, right? Now, the question I have.
Let's not leave out Bukayo Saka. Just for our friend here. Let's not out. Let's not leave him out. Let's not leave him out.
Let's mention that Aaron Wan-Bissaka should be there because he's the best right back that's English.
Southgate doesn't feel that way. Anyway.
Yeah, well, Southgate's a moron.
I mean, why would you want a defensive right back when you play a wing back system?
Why would you want a good defender when the rest of your defense besides Maguire is trash? And the only good defenders are Luke Shaw.
I mean, Ben White is probably one of the.
I'm used to dead managers now, so I'm getting immune to dead managers. So
I mean, England has Tyrone Mings. I mean, if you have Tyrone Mings, you need to have a good defensive right back to cover for him.
Okay, so what we'll do, we'll get into that a little bit later, right? But what I want to do is that England for this Euros are in Group D, and Group D consists of
Mhm.
Croatia, Czech Republic, and also Scotland. Do you guys see England advancing from out of that group? And if so, who would be the second team to advance from that group? I'll start with Talkamu.
Sorry for that. I had a bit of a problem with my internet there, so it's just gone a little bit unstable, so I didn't catch exactly what you said. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So I'm saying that England's group is Croatia, Czech Republic, and Scotland. Do you see England advancing from that group? And if so, who is the second team do you see to advance from that group as well?
Yeah, I think I don't see why we can't come out on top of that group. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna. The Czech Republic, I don't see being that much of a problem. I think the toughest game for us will be Scotland, if I'm honest. So I'm gonna say, hold on, you'll get your chance. I'm gonna say that we'll come out on top. It'll be Croatia, Scotland, then the Czech Republic.
Okay, cool. Welcome, Charlie. MCFC. That's what Hibs. How are you? How are you doing, Charlie?
Not bad, mate. How are you?
Pretty good. We're discussing Euros. We're discussing England to be precise, right? I'll come straight to you then, Charlie. Do you see England advancing from that group? And if so, who do you see is the second team to advance as well?
I think we'll comfortably win the group, to be fair. I totally disagree with Topman. I think Scotland will be our easiest game, not our hardest. Also, so I think we'll finish top of the group. Croatia probably second.
Okay, awesome. Let's go to you, Stephen, Mr. Arteta out. Same question applies to you, man. England advancing or not? Do you see us having a challenge in that group per se, or will it be easy sailing?
It'll be a challenge for us, to be honest. And Croatia is going to be the most difficult game for us. Right? They beat us in the semi-final. Yeah, we did beat them in the Nations League, but when it comes to tournaments like the Euros and the World Cup, we've never done very well at all. So I would expect us to get second, but the one problem we've got is just this: we're playing a defense. We've picked a defensive squad when we're not good defensively and we're better offensively, and we've got a manager who's not. He's not. I don't think he's got the tactical and the tactics to be able to win us anything. To be honest, I don't.
Okay. Even with all the talent that is presented, the Jadon Sancho, the Phil Foden, the Harry Kane,
even that, because some of the players we've got are still not even fit. Maguire, Henderson, Saka is like you saw at the end of the season, he was dead. He was finished. So the fact that he's not even got a rest during the friendlies as well is it's not looking great.
I don't think Sancho will start. I think it's going to be Mings, Stones, Walker, Shaw, Mount, Rice, Trippier, Rashford, Kane, and Sterling in a 3-4-2-1.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that later on in the show. Chris, talk to me about England.
As people say, I don't think it'll be as easy as people think it will be, because Croatia have been pretty good under Dalic, and they have some very good players coming through, like Ante Rebic, Kramaric, Orsic, the guy who scored a hat-trick against Spurs. So I think England will top it. Croatia will be second, Czech Republic third, and Scotland dead last.
Well, third and fourth, I don't think matters in the tournament after that.
Third does. You have possible.
Okay.
You have possible qualification with the other third place teams.
Oh, perfect.
four the third place teams will go through.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Because
Yank
they have a round
talking,
of 16 now.
Yank talking smack. Talk to me about England and their chances of.
Yeah, I'm a Scotland national team fan, so screw all y'all for putting us in last. First of all, it makes me laugh because Scotland is probably the most underestimated team going into this tournament. I get that this is our first tournament in a couple decades, but I think we're the most underestimated team going into this tournament out of every single nation going. I think that. I mean, last time we played England, we drew 2-2, and that's only because you guys got a late winner in the, after 5 minutes of extra time. So I think we've got an even better squad now. There's a chance that we actually may take England down. I think England will get out the group comfortably, but I also think Scotland will as well. I think it'll be England, Scotland, with Croatia in third and the Czech Republic in fourth. I just think Scotland's going to be one of the teams, along with Wales and Turkey, that really throws some shockers out and surprises people with how well they do.
Okay, yeah, Scotland could be the dark horse in this group. Do you agree, Greg, or do you have a different opinion?
Let me tell you, I'm hearing the names that are called in this group, and I kind of agree with Yang talking smack a little bit because I do believe that Scotland may throw a wrench in anybody's qualification process as regards like going through to the next round. If it's one thing I've always learned about groups, don't underestimate any team, because sometimes everybody thought, if you look at the 2014 World Cup, everybody thought Costa Rica was going to be an easy food, and they actually won the group when England got knocked out. So in my mind, it's like, you guys have to kind of just be mindful of any team performing on the day. So you kind of just have to look at it from that perspective. So I think it's going to be tighter than a lot of people expect. So I think it'll come down to goal difference. If I had to choose, I hate to do this to people, but I think Croatia will top that group because I think Croatia still looks strong. So it'll probably be Croatia. England second, Scotland maybe by goal difference, and Czech Republic because they haven't looked as strong as before recently. Not gone the days like Pavel Nedved and Jan Koller and those guys. So it's a toss-up, but it might be a lot closer than people actually give it.
Yeah, I agree with Greg. I think between the Czech Republic and Scotland will be close because Czech Republic, I think they have a better team, but the thing is they've not been in the greatest form recently compared to Scotland. Scotland's been on a good run.
We haven't lost in 15. Scotland's not lost in 15 matches. And you're talking about having a better team. We've got Robertson, Tierney, McTominay, Che Adams. I mean, it's severely underrated how good the Scotland team actually is.
You have a decent squad. I'm not saying that, man. I'm just saying the Czech also have some pretty good
teams. That's going to be I do believe that'll be our most difficult game.
How? Croatia literally beat you in the semi-finals of the World Cup.
I mean, that should. I think there's a Southgate tax, and then I think you guys should be taxed by the fact that frickin' Phil Foden dyed his hair and has that utter gobshite on the top of his head now.
He's the next Gaza mate.
Oh, don't even.
Skip Gascoigne.
He looks like a moron.
By the way, Connor, how was Gascoigne the last time you played him?
All I'm saying is you can change your hair color. It doesn't mean you're going to be the same type of footballer. I can put a freaking streak in my hair. That doesn't mean I'm Paul Pogba.
Yeah, but that goal Gascoigne scored was a beauty, wasn't it? In the Euro 96, wasn't it?
Yeah, we can't live on that, though, Stephen. We can't live on that.
What we're going to do?
It's just like Arsenal living on being invincible. It's just something that no one really cares about anymore.
Yo!
Who's won a World Cup? Who's won a World Cup?
Yeah, how long ago was that?
Didn't you guys create the sport and you have won World Cup? That's embarrassing.
That's messed up.
Scotland's. I'm never going to say Scotland's the better team out of the two. I'm not, delusional. I'm not a City fan, but
we're not delusional. if there's a more delusional group of fans,
Chelsea.
It's the Man United fans.
It's Chelsea.
Or the Arsenal.
We're not here to talk about club football. We're here to talk about Euros.
Yeah, guys, let's keep it simple, all right?
The Euros.
Okay. Let's save the club football talk for August, all right?
No, but I'll never say that Scotland's got the stronger team over England. I just think that, the disrespect that Scotland seems to get on a day-to-day basis, I feel like is a little bit unjustified. I think people just look at the fact that they're Scotland and not who's in the team. Because if you actually look who's in the team,
I actually rate the squad.
a ton of Premier League talent. I think people just are too focused on the fact that it's Scotland over the players that are playing for Scotland are all top-class players.
Also, who starts in goal, McLaughlin or Marshall?
We have David Marshall, who was playing in the championship this year.
Charlie, you want to say something?
Greg said this before. He thinks England will finish second. To be honest with you, I'd rather finish second, to be honest, because if we finish first in the first knockout round, we have second place of France, Germany, Hungary, or Portugal. But if we finish second, we have second place of Poland, Slovakia, Spain, or Sweden. So it's an easy game if we finish second.
I think they'll be fighting for who can get second.
Well, it's amazing how the times in football has changed, right? And talking about times, let's go back in time to the golden generation of England, right? We've had the likes of David Beckham, Paul Scholes, Gerrard, Lampard, Wayne Rooney, Sean Wright-Phillips, Joe Cole, and I think at that time, England fans probably thought that this crop of players would have brought home at least an international trophy, and nothing has been done. How do you guys compare the golden generation back then to this generation now, right? Do you think that the generation back then was a bit more skillful and disciplined? Do you think this generation is more skillful, disciplined? Do you think that England have a better chance now of bringing home some sort of international trophy with the likes of Kane and Rashford and Sterling and Phil Foden, just to name a few, even Jack Grealish, who we'll be discussing later. What are your thoughts, Charlie?
I think with the game has evolved, right? So it's that they were great teams that we've had in the past. We do think that they underachieved, and this team now it's evolved. With the modern game in the Premier League, on wherever else they're playing, it has all evolved. There's new systems, there's new tactics. With the managers that are in the leagues now are introducing new things all the time. So I think this is a perfect opportunity for Southgate to actually just go, you know what? I'm going to let these boys go out there and let them do what they do. Just let them express themselves and play their game. Play the players who play in their positions for their clubs. Don't be putting players in crazy positions like putting Paul Scholes out on the left. I mean, don't do it. Just keep them in their positions and say, go and play your game. We've got to listen. In my opinion, we've got a brick wall at the back. I know some people are going to say, "Oh, him," but really, we've got a brick wall at the back when we choose to defend. And then from there on forwards, we've got F1 cars, pace. We've got tons of it. When we should be using that and just go blam. Just put it on them. What I took out of that last game. Who did we play that last game? That friendly.
Romania.
Yeah, Romania game. I was saying to Stephen, we was on a watch along, and I said, I'm really excited by what I'm seeing here because we were passing it quickly, we're moving the ball, we're doing great things, and I think if we play that kind of game, in the actual finals, then I think there's going to be it's going to be hard to deal with us, but it's whether Gareth Southgate picks the right starting 11 and gives them the license to go and do that again. I hope so.
Okay.
And I think that's where the great divide lies, honestly. No, Charlie, go ahead.
I was just going to say, is your name Charlie, Topman?
What?
Doesn't matter. Big Phil said Charlie answer, and then you just answer.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
He meant for you to go first. He meant for you to go first, I think. But
what's your take, Charlie, on the talent back then versus the talent now?
Yeah, we had some brilliant players around that time: Rooney, Lampard, Gerrard, Scholes, just to name a few. And if we didn't win anything in that golden era, I don't see us winning anything soon, to be honest.
Okay.
Um,
That's
can I
that's
can I
that's,
can I
that's your opinion, yeah. Yeah, you want to talk, Chris?
Yeah, what I think is I don't think England are going to win anything under Gareth Southgate, in my opinion. He's just not. He's not a good manager. If you look in the history of England managers, even during the golden era, of you call it, with so much talent, they had Sven-Göran Eriksson, Peter Taylor, or I think Capello was there briefly. I mean, unless you get some very good managerial appointments, I can't really see this team winning. The thing about England is, right, if Mings and Maguire and Corey start as the back three, England aren't winning anything. It depends on that back three, what it's gonna be. Personally, I think Ben White should be starting easily, not even a question.
So we should be playing 3-4-3 though.
What's your take, Mr. Arteta, out on England versus England back then versus England now?
We shouldn't be playing 3-4-3. We should be playing 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1. I mean 4-2-3-1 would even work for us as well with the options we do have. So I don't get why he wants to play three across the back with two wing backs. It's just defensive for no reason. It really isn't for me, and this is why I don't believe in Southgate winning us anything at all, even with the talent that we've got.
Yeah, but if you look at the points right in the Premier League, look at the Premier League over the last I think it's the last 3 seasons or so. It's been the highest amount of points achieved, which means more wins, which means the teams have been playing better, more attacking. These players, this is what I'm getting at. This is where, for me, Southgate must see an opportunity here, and I just hope that he takes it, because we could see something special.
That's the thing. We can all see it, but he doesn't seem to do it. I mean, he could have done that in the 2 friendlies, but he decides to play players that aren't even going. We don't even know what our best 11 is or our best formation is, because we're playing players that are not going because we've got to give them vibes, you see, because they didn't make quite a squad. So we get a game here because just to say thank you.
Hold on.
Well, play
I think he does. I think he does know. He will play in that opening game, but I think somebody else wants to speak.
Yank talking smack. Should we ask you about England or?
I mean, I'm fine speaking on England. I as much as I kind of have to agree with Steven. I think the Dutch and the English aren't going to win anything anytime soon under their managers. I think De Boer's got the Dutch in an absolute state of not being able to do anything.
Frank De Boer is a very bad manager. I don't see why people expect anything from Netherlands.
Yeah, the Dutch and the English are unfortunately being managed by 2 of the worst managers that there is right now in Southgate and De Boer. And I think with those guys as manager, you aren't really going to do much. And it sucks because the English, like you said, they have such a rich pool of talent. I mean, you can just look top to bottom in their lineup, and there's superstars pretty much at every single position. But the fact is they're not going to win anything with a manager who's incompetent and doesn't know how to play the game. His tactical awareness is extremely poor.
I don't really know what Southgate what is his experience. I think he just got relegated with Middlesbrough.
I think he just has. He's kind of like Mourinho to me.
He was the under-21 coach as well too.
He's like Mourinho with one system that he just basically drills into the ground, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But he doesn't care.
Okay. Stephen.
Yeah, the only thing that's that Southgate's properly done with England, right, is win a penalty shootout. And the only reason we won a penalty shootout is because he didn't take the penalties.
Wow.
Simple as that.
I think
also thing he's done in a national tournament.
Talking about that World Cup run as well, you guys had one of the easiest paths to the semi-final.
Yeah. I mean, we had.
It doesn't show you a real we made the semi-final.
I know, Chris. We played Colombia, who the only way Colombia were going to win that game is if they kicked the living crap out of us, which they did. They were dirty, they were horrible. They were trying to cheat all the way through that game. Sweden was just, I mean, you can't beat Sweden, you shouldn't be in it at all. And yeah, so the wonder when we got to the semis, when we played a half decent team, we were found out because the teams that we played against weren't exactly the top quality that we expect. Even like when we came second in the group, we were like, "Oh yeah, that's good because we got the easier group."
Hold on. Listen, I'll ask you a question. Are there any easy games in the Premier League? And we know the answer is no.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
Right.
No,
The same applies.
They're
No.
on.
The same applies for this. There's never any easy games.
Mate,
It's always 11
Tunisia
versus
made their
11.
debut in the competition for the first time in their entire history. I'm pretty sure it's an easy game.
Okay, well, what we will do now is I'll start with you, Greg, on the next question, right, guys? If you're watching us, please hit a like and subscribe to the My United Agenda. So I'm gonna hone in on a specific player for this England squad, right? Because over the last probably couple of tournaments, we've seen the likes of Harry Kane and Marcus Rashford merge into this England squad, right?
Mhm.
Even if I have to go back to the Premier League, a lot of focus is on the top, let's say, 6 teams in the Premier League. So with regards to English players, people will be focusing on your Mason Mount from Chelsea or Phil Foden from Manchester City. But let's focus on this one guy called Jack Grealish. I like to call him the bad boy David Beckham, right?
The Midlands Maradona.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
I
as
won't
well.
go that far.
A lot. It's funny, right? Because for some reason, a lot of girls that I know are supporting England. And I'm like, why? And they show me Jack Grealish's picture. But this is not an episode that we're sponsoring from Tinder. This is about the Euro 2020. So,
Hey,
Available.
it's not our fault that Jack Grealish got jungle fever. All right, anyway.
I'll just say is that other dating apps are available.
yeah, exactly. Other did not sort of available. But the reason I'm focusing on Jack Grealish is because his name isn't held in high regard like a Harry Kane or Marcus Rashford, who's out there feeding 1 million people every now and then, right? So, with regards to Jack Grealish, do you think he can be a difference maker for England? And if so, should he be starting for this current England squad? I saw 2 hands go up between Charlie and Stephen. I'll start with Charlie. What's your thoughts on that?
First of all, on that point about Grealish not being one of the players talked about straight away for England is because he plays for Aston Villa. If he was at a Big Six club tearing it up every week, he'd be one of the first names on the team sheet. And I definitely think he is one of our best players.
Yeah, Jack Grealish is an absolute baller, right? I think he was the most fouled guy in the Premier League for the last 2 seasons. Yeah, Stephen, talk to me about Jack Grealish.
Yeah, for me as well is that Jack Grealish for me is sort of the reason also he's not been focused on like a Harry Kane or a Rashford as well is that I think this is probably his first tournament, if I'm not mistaken. This is his first tournament for England. Like since 2018, he's come into the squad and come into the picture. So because it's after 2 seasons of being in the Premier League, he weren't doing it when he was at Aston Villa in the Championship. Now they're in the Premier League and he's tearing it up there. Now he's starting to prove his worth. So maybe that's a cause for England to start maybe looking towards like a top level championship England players, because there's some that can do it. So, but that's also another reason why he's not compared to like the Kane and Rashford, who are the usual starters for England.
Okay, Greg, I'll come to you. Jack Grealish saved Aston Villa from relegation the season before, and in my opinion, Jack Grealish would walk into most teams in the Premier League, right? You know, do you see Jack Grealish as being like the main difference maker for England in this Euro 2020, which starts in 2 days' time?
I think in itself, it's a matter of England not necessarily depending on that one player. Jack Grealish has an X factor about him that can really be a bit of a game changer in some regards. If you need something different, you need to just kind of bring somebody out. You can shift him around in different positions, and he'll be able to fill a gap. But at the same time, you don't want to place too much hype on him per se, because there'll be an expectancy level like the likes of the Marcus Rashfords and the Harry Kanes and the Raheem Sterlings and all these other guys that are playing currently in big six clubs. But it doesn't mean that he won't have an impact, because it's evidently clear that when he's gone up against big six clubs, he's managed to be influential enough for Aston Villa to get draws or even win games against some of these teams. So I think there's something there that you can use if utilized properly. This all goes back down to whatever Southgate plays and how he integrates Jack Grealish into his systems. If it's something where he feels out of place, then the effect that Jack Grealish can actually have on the team will be nullified. But I would not sleep on Jack Grealish if I was anybody who was doing any scouting reports for England right now.
Okay. No, good points taken. Chris, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I think I think the best England front three is Grealish on the left, Harry Kane up front, and Sancho on the right. It's easily the best.
We will get to the starting 11
Yeah,
later.
it's not a starting 11. That's just I'm just adding to it. I
That's
would
just the
want
thing,
Jack
I get-
Grealish providing service to Harry Kane, because Jack Grealish has been one of the best creative players in the Premier League, even though he's been injured for a pretty long time near the end of the season. He has the most shot creating actions, almost 6 per game, which is pretty high. His expected assists is supposed to be very high, but unfortunately, Ollie Watkins does miss a lot of chances. He is a quality player, and he should definitely start over Rashford.
Awesome. Talk MU, the bad boy David Beckham, aka Jack Grealish. Talk to me about him.
Yeah, I mean, I really love Jack Grealish, and I think I think he would actually do better if he was under pressure. I really do. I think he's that kind of character, which he likes to take on the challenge. I think he will play his best if he's challenged, and he's also one of our bravest players. Going forward, he's just not scared of doing anything with that ball. He can do all kinds of things with that ball, and he's a real asset. And I think if he does, I would start him. There's no doubt about that. And if teams then decide that we're gonna put 2 players on him, to keep him quiet, then great, do it, because then we'll have other players who can take up the space if we move the ball quickly. Grealish can take players all over the shop. He can just run around and they'll follow him, like a magnet, and that'll help us out. So for me, I think he's one of our best assets, and we've got to start him.
Okay, no, great points all around. A question I'll throw to everybody, right? Other fans out there who probably don't watch the EPL or don't follow England would probably, I don't know, listen to this podcast and be like, you know what, Jack Grealish is just another overhyped English player. Just like your Jack Wilshere or your Sean Wright-Phillips. What differentiates Jack Grealish from being another overhyped England player? And the floor is open.
Yeah,
Just
He's
go
bravery
ahead.
I
for
will
me.
tell you.
He's brave. I won't say he's brave. He's never afraid. He's never afraid to trust in his own ability. There are some players that we mentioned that wouldn't do that. They'll do everything away from other players, trying to look good. They wouldn't actually carry it. Like you say, I can't remember the players you just mentioned. Was it Wright Phillips and
Jack Wilshere, Sean Wright-Phillips? Yeah, just
Jack Wilshere? I mean, I thought, to be fair, I think he was always a bit overhyped, to be honest with you. I think he wasn't as good as everybody thought he was, in my opinion. He didn't. I don't ever remember seeing him do it, apart from one goal that was scored by Arsenal, which was a thing of beauty. Can't remember ever him doing anything like outrageously good. Wright Phillips, yeah, he was great at running. He was great at running. He was fast.
Right.
So for me, but I think Jack Grealish is way above those. I think he's way up there. And again, this is for me what I was going back to before, and I say it's the way the game's evolved and the way the new, the management and the coaching and everything else. It's all there to see for me.
Okay.
Phil, personally, I think those two guys you mentioned there, Jack Wilshere and Sean Wright Phillips, were a bit too one-dimensional. Because it's like Sean Wright Phillips' best attribute for me was just him taking it down the flank. He barely used to cut inside at times. He would get a couple of shots off, and they wouldn't always be on target. Jack Wilshere, on the other hand, there were certain elements of his game that you could have saw taken to that next level, but then he had injury issues. He had disciplinary issues. And it was one of those things that really limited him to be a better player than he really was. He wasn't a bad player, but he just never really exceeded the expectations, because now you see what's happened to him now. Last time I heard he was in Bournemouth, he came off the bench for a game and got sent off like a minute afterwards. Pulled a Steven Gerrard in the Championship. But yeah, it's one of those things where Jack Grealish, I think, gives you a different dimensions, because you can play him wide, you can play him as a 10, you can play him deeper as well too at times. It depends on your opposition, how you utilize him. And it's not that he won't be efficient in those positions. So I think,
but you know what,
the talent as regards where we are now with England, you see more different dimensions, and you can use players differently. That encompasses them to help the teams be a little bit, to change up their style if need be against the opposition.
Do you know what, as well, I want to add to that, Greg, I totally agree with you 100%, and I want to add that Jack Grealish can actually play the quick game, but he could also play, if he was going to put him going more forward away from the left wing, if he was going to cut in and go into that sort of number 10 position, he can play a slower game, because he's great at holding the ball. He's tricky. The only way you're going to get the ball off him is if you foul him, and he can do all kinds of great things for us. And this is why I really want him to start. I really do, because for me, he's the key right there in the middle between him and Foden. I think it's quite scary for the opposition.
Okay. Yeah, and in my opinion, I definitely can see Jack Grealish making a big difference, right? I see Jack Grealish more of a team player as well, too, right? There are some players in certain teams that are just going to rely on individual brilliance. And, whatever they do. They will sometimes include the team, but then most of the time they're just going to look to, hit that ball and run at opposition players, right? Now, what we're going to do, let's go through a bit of some comments here. I did see a comment here that said this here. Grealish, Sancho, and Kane, best front three in the world?
No.
That's debatable. That's debatable.
Yeah, that is debatable. It's debatable. But, I mean, I think on paper, but obviously they don't play together. So if they played if they no, Chris, hold on a second. If those three played in the same team week in, week out in the Premier League under a good manager, yeah, they would be lethal. There's no doubt about that. But they don't. So yeah, we can't say that right at this moment. But they are.
I'll
very,
mention the better one.
Position.
João Felix, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Diogo Jota.
What? You don't put Jota in that. No way. Anyway, no. We're not talking about club football. We're not talking about club football.
Okay.
It's not even club football. It's Portugal. It's a Euro team.
Yeah, it is, but
perfect.
I personally don't think. Just to touch on that before we go further, Chris, I'm really struggling to see João Felix really stepping up his game unless you're playing him deeper between the two. I don't really see him down the flanks. If you're gonna put somebody there, I don't know, maybe who's another wing I could.
Bernardo Silva.
Yeah.
Last year,
there's a guy
Bernardo Silva or
the
something.
conventional face there. Yeah.
Guys, if you're tuning in, please like and subscribe. We're just talking about Euro 2020, and we're focusing on England, Jack Grealish. What we will do now for the last maybe 15 minutes, we will try to name our best England starting 11, right?
This will have caused a lot of
Did you?
arguments, won't it?
What I will do is
Yep.
I will say the formation for England, and we're putting players on a formation that we will think will compete and will be successful, right? So, in my opinion, England should field a 4-3-3 formation. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. Either is fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I would prefer 4-2-3-1, but I could do 4-3-3.
Yeah,
Okay,
4-3-3
perfect.
might be better.
4-3-3, perfect. Now, we all know that, I guess, the players that we drop for the next 10 or 15 minutes, Gareth Southgate won't pick. But forget about Gareth Southgate for a minute here, okay? Let's start in goal. Who are you guys putting in goal for England?
Sam Johnston.
Sam Johnston.
Sam Johnston?
Henderson.
Henderson, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Dino. Hendo.
So it's between Sam Johnston and Henderson. Interesting.
Talk. Where's Talk? As
He said he's gone to Ireland.
Ah, okay. You would have decided it.
I would prefer, like,
I could. It's hard, right? Because I think both of them came from Man United's academy, right?
yeah,
Mhm.
Sam Johnston
Correct.
is a Man United product.
Yeah.
There's one guy that is saying that Nick Pope should be in goal.
But he's
Yeah,
Was he
injured.
he's got to be. No, he's got to be in the squad.
Well,
He's injured. He's injured.
I'm just showing you the comment.
You see?
Yeah.
For
Pope
me,
wouldn't have been a bad shout though. Let's be real.
Smash,
for me-
it's good. Yeah, it would have been asked. It would have been. He would have been on number one, but
Yeah.
He's not there. He's not
Guys.
fit.
between
I'll say
Sam-
Henderson, by the way, Phil. Sorry.
Oh, you're saying Henderson?
No, I wouldn't say
Yeah.
Henderson. He's too inexperienced.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Henderson as well too, right? I think he has a lot to offer, and Henderson is doing pretty. He's up and coming for Manchester United as well too,
I'd
right?
rather have Pickford than Henderson, though, in my opinion.
what?
Pickford? Really?
Gordon Pickford.
No.
No.
Have you seen him play for England?
No.
Yeah, that's the reason.
but
That's the reason. That's the reason we don't want him because we.
I mean, usually he plays amazing in tournaments.
Chris,
Chris.
Jordan Pickford is a calamity waiting to happen. It's like
Well,
I hate
he-
Jordan.
he-
I hate Jordan
the
Pickford. By the way,
reincarnation of David
Can I
James.
just-
Let's
can
be
I-
real.
can I just-
That's the reincarnation
Yeah,
of
he is.
David James right there.
Or
I'm
Robert
sorry.
Green. Remember Robert Green in USA 2010? Remember that one?
Oh
Right.
God,
I just make a-
yes.
Yeah, the floater, the floating ball, right?
Yeah, roll
Can I
right
just-
underneath him, and it's like, bro,
No.
what?
Can I just make an also point here is that Jordan Pickford is only good at picking balls at the net. That's why it's called Pickford.
Yes. Yep.
what mistake did he do? Did he do something wrong?
He managed.
We will save Jordan Pickford's mistake for another show. Okay.
You could
Yes.
do a compilation on his mistakes, Everton.
I'm talking about
Compilation.
for England, not Everton. I know he makes a shit ton of mistakes. I'm a
Yeah, but
Liverpool
we-
fan. I hate Jordan Pickford.
Yeah, but we've seen that with other keepers. But yeah, it would be fine for England. And then what happens?
Did you see that save he made? He made some outrageous save. I don't know. Did he start the England game, Austria one? He made an amazing save. He had a very good game. What are you talking
Austria?
about?
Yeah. At the end of the day,
I don't trust him. I don't trust him.
I'm sure I can put Steven in goal. He can make some amazing saves, and I'll pick
I
him.
am actually used to be a goalkeeper, so I probably could actually.
Exactly right. Yeah, that is-
Why does everyone hate Jordan Pickford this much?
Because he's shit. Sorry for swearing, by the way.
I think that's self-explanatory right there.
I love it.
Spoke for everybody there. I think
Anyway, guys. Okay. Dean Henderson,
I tried being
in goal,
nice.
period, right? Let's go to left back. Who are you guys putting at left back?
Sure.
Luke Shaw, not even
Sure.
Yeah,
a
Luke
question.
Shaw. Luke Shaw. That's
Perfect.
I don't think anyone can disagree over that.
You sure you don't want to put Jordan Pickford at left back? You sure?
I don't even like Jordan. I don't know why you guys hate him that much. That's all I'm asking.
You don't know why you like him that much.
I think you're being unfair to him. I hate the prick. He injured my best centre back.
Did you see that goal in the Merseyside derby? Are you mad?
That's
No.
Everton and England.
No. I'm
So
not
what
taking the
makes you
risk.
think he won't carry his Everton form to the Euros? Come on, man. One good tournament doesn't mean anything.
Yes.
Fair
true.
enough.
Anyway, let us go. We're putting Dean Henderson in bars. We're putting Luke Shaw at left back. Who is ours? I don't want to say our. Who is your centre back pairing?
Stones and
This is a
Maguire.
tough one for me.
Ben White and Maguire.
Oh, piss
No,
off.
because Maguire's injured. So it's going to be
Yeah.
Stones and Ben White. Easy.
So Stones and
Does it have
No.
to
I'd
be?
rather-
Hang on, can I just make a quick
Yeah, Stephen,
ask a clarification here? Does it have to be the fact they're injured, or do we have to include that?
if they're injured, Stephen, then they can't play. The best ability is availability, right? So
Right now,
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I think Maguire only will miss the first 2 games, so I think we can include him because we can expect him. And
Yeah, but at the moment he's
latest.
injured, so
I don't know
Yeah.
if he's injured. So right now I'm hearing Ben White and I'm hearing John Stones. Any other rebuttal, or do you agree?
No.
Mings. I think it's going to be Mings.
No.
Oh my God!
No,
Everyone
not
just
Tyrone.
slated Jordan
No.
Pickford, but have you seen Tyrone
Tyrone
Mings?
Mings.
No.
I love this.
I'd rather
Tyrone
have
Mings-
myself at centre back than Tyrone Mings.
The amount
We
of
could put-
mistakes.
Really?
Hang
Okay.
on. We can put
Oh,
Big Phil
no.
as centre back if
Yes,
that'll work.
yes.
He'd probably do a better job than Tyrone Mings, though. He'd do a better job than Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, but hold on. I'll tell you why. I'll
He's
tell you
not
why.
even Aston Villa's
Hold
best
on.
centre back. It's SC
Hold on.
Consom.
Hold on. I'll tell you why.
Yep.
Mings. Because he's tall and he's strong, and that's what we need. We're going to need that.
No.
And
He's
I
also
don't think.
ripped
I
up
think
meaning
we're going
to
to play it. I think we're going to play a 3-4-2-1. So that
We
we
are
can
not.
put five
We are
Five at
doing
the
our
back.
ideal 11, man.
with,
Not-
Can
with Rice.
I just
with Rice
can I just
just
make
in
a
front.
point? We're not going to play 3-4-2-3-1. We're going to play an 8-2.
Yeah, two holding
Eight centre
defenders.
backs and 2 DMs.
No, because if he plays a double pivot, hold on. If he plays a double
So
pivot,
English
then
part of the bus,
obviously
that's what we're going to play?
if he plays a double
Southgate
pivot,
is the,
that's gonna dampen our attacking threat. And I don't
South-
see taking all them like attacking players that we've got. I don't see him doing that. So
Southgate is the England Mourinho.
Don't insult
We'll see,
Mourinho that
we'll see.
much, mate.
Okay.
Why not?
Okay. So we're between Tyrone Mings and Ben White
I'm
and
just getting
also
on the same shit.
Stones, right?
Yeah, I'm going Ben White and John Stones. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't trust
If you
Tyrone
guys-
Mings. He's
If anybody in the comments wants to make a contribution as to who will be in the centre back pairing, then by all means go
Yeah,
ahead,
Ben White for me.
right? So
big up Gems.
Dems
Big up
got
Gems.
it right here. Mings is a
Can
bit
I just
reckless. I mean,
add a case
let's
for
go to
Ben
the
White?
right back position. Who is that
Reece
right
James.
Trippier.
Reece
Reece
James.
James.
Trippier, I'm here.
Reece James. Reece James.
I can go with Trippier.
What were you talking, me?
Trippier's
Who's our right
experience.
back?
Reece James.
I think just because of experience, I would definitely go Trippier.
We're playing bloody
James.
Trippier and Ben White at the
Have
back.
you,
there.
mate, Charlie? Before you say anything about Trippier, have you watched the La Liga? If you didn't, so
Yes.
I don't think you can talk about. I watched
Yes.
every single Atletico Madrid game.
Damn.
So Trippier he's been one of the best right backs in the world. I wouldn't be disrespecting him.
Chris, who put in one of the best performances in their life in the Champions League final. Not Kieran Trippier. There we go. Be quiet.
Yeah,
That
I mean
doesn't-
Charlie was. I mean
Yeah,
Charlie was
wasn't
there
Kyle
to
Walker. I
witness.
know that much.
Charlie was there to witness.
I
all
mean,
that.
Man City was so shit. I don't think he had much work to do. He had Sterling on to cover, not much.
Anyway, so between Trippier and Reece James, if it had to be down to me,
Reece James did beat Man City, mate.
yeah. I know. Don't get me wrong. And Kieran Trippier just won La Liga, but at the end of the day, I probably will go with Reece James, and I'll tell you why Reece James, right? Because in my opinion, Reece James.
Imagine an Arsenal fan twerking for a Chelsea player. This is the pits, man. This is the pits.
Hey, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not realist. I'm not sitting there blind Arsenal fan saying that London is still red, right? London is blue. I only say London is red to wind up people.
Yeah. So the reason I'm saying Reece James is because Reece James actually kind of can show Wan-Bissaka that you don't always have to go down to make a tackle, right? Those are one of the attributes that I actually like about Reece James. Like Reece James can be somebody can be one-on-one with Reece James versus Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka, obviously the opposition player will not get past Wan-Bissaka, but Wan-Bissaka goes to ground a lot too much, right? With regards to Reece James, I've seen Reece James definitely being in one-on-one situations that he didn't have to go to ground, right?
Right.
Now, this is where things get a bit tricky. And I mean, like, if the goalkeeper and the centre-back pair was tricky, well, then this midfield three. Midfield three. Talk to me, guys. Who is in this midfield three for England?
Easy. Mason Mount, Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice.
What?
So wait. So I'm hearing Mason Mount, Bellingham, and Declan Rice. Okay, that's one opinion.
This is us again thinking that he's going to do a double pivot, and I don't think he is. I think he's going to be.
Is he not going to do a double pivot?
He's got to play Declan
Rice.
Rice.
Mount and Rice.
Okay,
we're not doing Southgate's team. We're doing what we do, I think.
No. So talk on you. What I said before was that, forget Gareth Southgate. What are you going to do?
If you were the manager,
if it's me, I'm going to go for the 3-4-2-1, and I'm going to put Rice and Mount in there.
That's what Southgate's probably going to do as well.
Okay, but so let's back up a bit. 4-3-3 is the formation that I think most people are going with, right? Now in terms of player selection, that's definitely down to you guys, right? So right now, Chris is the only person that has told me his three, which are Mason Mount, Declan Rice, and Jude Bellingham. Greg, Charlie, you.
Mine would be. Do you want to go, Stephen?
Yeah, I'll go if you want.
I bet Charlie's going to put Foden in.
Rice, Mount,
Rice,
and Henderson's injured, isn't it? So
yeah.
Is he even on the team?
I don't get it. So I put Jack Grealish in there as well.
Interesting. So you're saying Rice, Mount, and Jack Grealish.
Okay. Like Stevens. Can I change my three then?
You can change it in the next. Charlie, what about you? Who are your three?
Rice, Mount, Foden. There we go.
I knew it.
He's a City fan, man. What do you expect from
Rice, Mount, Foden?
No.
That won't work.
Or you could put Grealish in the middle and Foden on the left.
That's what.
That's what I meant. That's what I want to do.
That's Charlie's
three.
That's Charlie's three. Greg, who are you saying?
Okay. I'm starting Rice. Yes. I was gonna do Rice, Mount, and Grealish for this one because I would allow Jack Grealish to kind of get a free roaming role, so he advances like a 10 going forward to support the attack. Mount is there to kind of help push on the left side as well too if he needs to go forward at times. They kind of interchange. You have Rice basically holding and helping out the back line a bit, so it doesn't get too stretched in the midfield.
Okay.
That's awesome.
What about you, you? I think you said Mount and Rice. Did you mention the third person?
No, yeah. So Mount, Mount, Rice, and it's between Foden and obviously Henderson's injured. If he wasn't and he's playing, it would be him, but it's not. So I would go. I'd probably go with Foden. I just think Foden has had a better season. I think he's had a better season, Foden. So I would go with him.
Okay, so Foden, Mount, Rice, or Grealish, Mount, Rice, or Grealish, Mount, Bellingham. I mean, they're all good shouts. But let's go to the front three.
We didn't hear your midfield.
Oh, my midfield. My midfield, honestly, would
Oh.
be Declan Rice holding in front of the centre back pairing.
Right.
To the left of him, I'm going to put Jack Grealish.
I
And
see.
I hate to say it. I hate to say this, boy, but I've been a big fan of Phil Foden for at least the
Skin
last.
fake Gaza's on the way.
I've been
Shut
a
up,
big
Charlie.
fan. I've been a
Aw.
big fan of Phil Foden for
Chris,
quite a
behave.
while.
Aw,
Chris, behave.
Chris, you gonna cry? That's cute.
Big fan of Phil. Big fan of Phil Foden.
Johnny, how old are you?
14.
Jesus, man. Chris, you're getting bodied by a teenager. What the hell, man?
I'm a teenager myself.
Well, I don't know what you look like. I mean, I saw what Charlie looks like. I've never seen how you look.
Greg, just
Yeah.
just say he's older than his football club.
Okay. Phil, let's go on to the forwards. Okay, let's go on to the
Let's go on. Let's go on to the forwards, right? Before I go on to the forwards, anyone in the comments, feel free to give your midfield three as well too, along with your back four. No, let's get on to the front three. Before I ask everybody their front three, is Harry Kane included in everybody's front three? I gotta ask.
Obviously.
No.
pretty much.
Charlie, fuck off.
Charlie, who are you putting up front then?
No.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
If
Jordan Pickford.
If Harry Kane is in everybody's front three, then I'm just going to focus on the left forward and the right forward, right? So who is playing left and who's playing right?
Grealish and Sancho.
No.
Grealish, Sancho, same for me.
Actually,
No, it's
Foden,
gonna be-
Sancho,
no,
sorry.
no.
Grealish
I
is in
don't know
there.
why
I
you
mean,
get these
Foden,
crazy
Sancho.
You can't
ideas,
put
but-
Foden in the midfield
hold
and
on,
on
hold
the
on.
No,
wings.
I put Grealish in
Hold on.
midfield.
Hold on a minute. I thought
I
you've been watching
changed
the
it.
Premier League this season. It's got to be Rashford.
Rashford's been so bad.
Kane
No,
up front.
no,
What?
no.
Black,
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Black
he's still got
Sancho.
20 plus goals.
Oh, come on.
Hold on a minute. I've not finished yet. Hold
Okay,
Get
on.
your
yeah.
biased out
Rashford.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ball.
let him finish.
Hold on. Rashford on the left, Kane up front, and Sterling on the right.
Nah,
Sterling.
Really?
bullshit.
Sterling.
No. That's talk MU's front three, okay? I want to hear everybody else's front three.
All right.
Steven, yep.
Foden on the left,
Foden on the
Kane
left.
Kane up front, Jadon Sancho on the right.
So Foden on the left, Jadon Sancho on the right. Why not swap them though?
No.
That's where Foden's been playing all
So
season.
Foden's been playing on the left all season. This is why I put Jack Grealish in the middle.
Okay, so Foden on the left and Sancho on the right. Okay, cool.
Yep.
What about you,
You ain't going
Charles?
to start Sancho. You ain't starting Sancho.
We're not worried about Southgate.
Nobody gives a shit about Southgate, man.
This is why I said
The
Southgate
whole
out.
point of this is that we're the
Look,
ones picking
look,
England starting 11 if we were the
Southgate out.
managers. We're not worried about Southgate right now.
Look, Southgate out. Get out of
Yeah,
it.
we're not worried about Southgate talking MU. This is you, right? This is like this is like your FIFA 21 team, right?
On the left,
Well, that's what-
Rashford. On the right, Foden.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, Charlie. Who was your midfield three again?
Grealish, Mount, Rice.
Grealish.
Are you sure you didn't say Foden earlier? Because I
I
swear
I
you said
changed
Foden
it. I
earlier.
changed it.
I swore he said Foden. Okay, he changed it.
He heard
All right. I'm allowed.
So just to recap, Charlie said his midfield three was Grealish, Mount, Rice.
I could
Then-
put Foden on the wing and in midfield. It'd still be better than Arsenal's team.
Damn.
Hey,
At least you went all the way to
Wow.
Portugal. You went all the way to Portugal. You spent £1 billion and went all the way to Portugal just to match Arsenal's record.
You went
Wait, so-
you went all the way to Spain to get
Wow.
battered by a
Nah.
bunch of yellow submarines. Just shut up at this point.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
You went-
Hold
you
on.
spent- We didn't even
Wait,
spend $1 billion.
guys.
We didn't spend $1 billion quid to get there.
I'm seeing this
Aw.
comment. I'm seeing this comment. Saka.
Oh,
This guy is going with Saka, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Sancho. Okay.
do we want to lose?
But instead of Sancho, you could put Saka on the right. You could do.
Saka, you're taking the
Yeah.
mic.
Yeah, why not?
Mid-table player. Why would I want him to play?
Isn't
Yo,
Jack Grealish a
Charlie,
mid-table
I'm gonna
player?
repeat this. I'm gonna repeat this for the last fucking time, right? Just because he's got a
Aw.
dead shit team on him doesn't mean he's a good player.
Oh, you're gonna cry?
No,
That's
he's a great
cute.
player. He's a great
That's
player.
Charlie, you
Great
shouldn't
player.
be speaking. It's past your bedtime anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, you're literally a teenager, and you said it's 11 o'clock
I'm
before. Be
17,
quiet.
mate. I can do what
Be
I want
quiet.
to.
You both know
say
it.
here is getting a bit hot. Greg, who is your front three?
Okay, I'm sticking with what I said best. It's gonna be Rashford, Kane, and Sancho. I'm sticking with that. As much as people may think that Rashford hasn't had the best of season, he still put up 20 plus goals this season. So let's not knock that. Saka may be a good shot for the left side, but he's better when he's coming from a deeper position. He's that left back or just like a straight left midfielder. So I'd save him on the bench.
As a left back. You'd ruin him as a left back.
But didn't Arteta play him as a left back at times?
Yeah, and this is Arteta we're talking about.
What about you, Chris? Who's your front three?
My front three is I put Grealish in midfield instead of Foden, and Foden on the left, striker Harry Kane, and then Sancho. Yes.
Okay. I think that's everyone except for me.
Yeah.
Still not changing my midfield three. What I'll do is I'll definitely put Marcus Rashford on the left. Obviously Harry Kane up top, and then on the right I am going to go with Jadon Sancho.
Who do we put next to John Stones as defender?
Say that again.
I don't think anybody picked John Stones.
Ben White, didn't we? Yeah, Ben White. Sorry.
Right. So let's go over. I can't say we can't really go over it because there are a lot of I guess disagreements and agreements. Right?
Rashford.
So yeah. A lot of people are not fans of Sterling, right? He
I'm
didn't have
not
that.
a fan of Sterling.
Especially Gems over there. She in the comments saying drop Sterling right. Okay. Nobody's even picked Sterling for the starting 11.
That's
Sterling,
what I
shit.
came up with.
Okay.
That's mine, except for Trippier and Johnston.
I wouldn't play Bellingham because I think Bellingham's still too young. I think he's still kind of inexperienced. Yes, he played in the Champions League, but still playing with Dortmund and then playing with England might be two different things.
True, definitely. Yeah, I think
he did so well in the Champions League. He got robbed off a goal by the match fixing by City.
Yeah, VAR again.
Yeah.
I mean, he even scored gold offside.
Anyways, at least City didn't win it. They didn't deserve to go through.
Big up Solo.
Yeah, believe yourself. So thank you for allowing me to host this. The last question I will ask you guys. How far do you guys see England going?
Round of 16.
Quarters.
Yeah, quarters at best for me.
Yeah, I think I'm going to put us in the final.
If you get to the final,
Hold on.
I think that reaction is self-explanatory.
Greg, I got the same reaction when I said Liverpool will finish top four, mate. Right, so that's fine. But
I will become a Man United fan. No, I will buy a Man United shirt and I will wear it on stream if England go to the finals of the Euros. I will.
Save this clip. Save this
being
clip.
recorded, okay? We will use that.
I'll clip it.
Talk Manu.
Talk MU thinks that United is going to go. No, United. Talk MU thinks that England is going to go to the final. What about you, Charlie?
Round of 16. Can I just say about Talk Manu? There's more chance of Brazil winning the Euros than us getting to the final.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Charlie.
Wow.
Let's see. Let's see. Put those words then when you say that again, right?
I'll say it again. I'll say it with my camera on this time. There's more chance of Brazil winning the Euros than us getting to the final.
Yeah.
Say it with your chest.
Talk MU. I will wear a Man
There's
United
more
shirt.
chance of Brazil winning the Euros than us getting to the final. There we go.
Can I come my
Wow.
and I saved this for us getting to the semi-finals of or getting to the final of the Europa League, or winning Europa League, actually, sorry. Remember this one? Right? It's more chance for Aaron Grande turning up on my channel than us getting to the Euros to the final.
I mean,
All right.
There's more chance of us seeing Lionel Messi on this stream than seeing England in the Euro final.
there's a bigger. You know what? You know what? Big Phil will get an England call up before England win the Euros.
And I look forward to that call up.
I'll win a Champions League medal before England makes that final.
We'll win a Champions
say
League
win it.
before England win the Euros.
We'll win.
Steven in
win it.
goal.
All right. Happy days. Happy days.
Man, I'm sorry for all the England fans watching this. I am sorry for the hate, but that's just how we feel. We just know England underperforms. I'm sorry. And as a partisan Dutch fan, let's just be honest. I'm going to put that out there right now. I hate to say, but I agree. Holland are not going to go far in this competition. I can tell you that. As much as I love my Dutch players.
I was actually going to end off with that question. Who do you guys actually see winning the Euros?
France.
Oh, no. I can't.
Who?
Scotland.
Not at Wembley. Not at Wembley. No. Oof.
So
They will
what?
make.
Could you
Don't
imagine
worry,
it?
bro.
Could
You're
you
not going to
imagine
be
it?
there. So if France played Scotland in the final, who would you want to win?
Scotland.
No, you wouldn't.
You want Scotland to win, but that don't mean Scotland going to win.
Can't stand the French.
Why?
No, not the
Is
French.
it
Not
is
winning
it
it on
half
our
your
soul.
club legend friend?
No,
Did Giroud take your girl?
On our soul.
Your
Did Giroud
greatest.
Hold on.
take your girl? Did Olivier Giroud take your
No,
girl?
when it comes to
Remind
Go
the
ahead,
national-
no.
But your
Your greatest player of all time's
have been
friend.
French, yeah.
Stephen, I want to remind you.
Thierry Henry, anybody?
Yeah.
I want to remind you that my missus is half French.
Shit.
Ah.
I mean, Dockham is second team. Yes.
I make exceptions.
Yo, let's face it. My wife is a Germany fan, so she's gonna want them to win. So
Look,
I don't see it happening.
When it comes to the French national team, no. Not on our soil anyway.
Why are you so bothered?
Have you not heard of Entente Cordiale? Entente Cordiale.
Who?
Entente Cordiale. He used to play for France, didn't he? Number 6, wasn't he, Chris?
Who? Did you?
Entente Cordiale. It's the agreement between England and France.
Yo, say that slow. Say that very slow. We're not hearing you. We're not understanding.
Entente Cordiale.
Entente Cordiale.
Yes, it's French.
I feel like you've made me say something very dodgy there. I'm not gonna lie.
No. I haven't.
Sounds like a serious business.
This has been a very interesting podcast.
He's just told Charlie how to fuck off.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
Guys,
I think
please like and subscribe to the Man United agenda. And we'll see how far
This is fun. I gotta say, this is fun.
in the Euros. Right?
I mean, guys, I'm not gonna wear a United shirt. That's all I know.
Before we end, let's go around the panel. Let's start with Greg. Greg, where can they find you on social media?
Okay, I'm all over. You can find me on Instagram, The Real Greg B, and on Twitter, The Real Greg B 868. So you guys can check me out there. I'm a musician as well too, freelance journalist. Look out for some new stuff. You can check out my single Attitude. That's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud everywhere. Other than that, mad Man United fan, football enthusiast. You can talk to me about anything football related, and we'll have a discussion. So let's see how this goes, and good luck to England and to every other team in the Euros as well too.
Chris, where can the guys and the girls find you on social media?
You can find me on Steven's channel. I'll make more appearances on the Man United agenda, and if England make the finals, I will wear a United shirt, even though I'm a Liverpool fan, on the stream itself. In the
We'll do
future.
it on my channel as well, mate.
He's gone from the winners to the final. Say getting out the group next, Chris.
No, Chris, the original deal was the final, and if it gets in the final, you are wearing that shirt and you're coming on my channel and doing it as well.
Even where can they find you on social media?
Crying into his pillow about Arsenal Football Club.
Go to bed.
What is up with Charlie today, man? Yes.
Go to bed.
Go to bed.
Right. Go.
I mean-
Has your mum called you already to go get your bedtime story?
I mean, where was all this chat when Aguero missed the Panenka?
Anyway, you can find me on SVT
I
TV.
couldn't hear
That-
him, mate. They were too far down the table.
Hold on, pipe down.
Steven, where can we find you?
You can find me on SVT TV. You can find me on, probably hopefully more on the Man United agenda and other channels that want to help out. Yeah, you can find me at SVT on Twitter, Steven Feety on Instagram, and yeah, just DM me or send me an Instagram message if you want to come on the channel.
Perfect. Charlie, where can everybody find you?
You can find me
Go
at
to bed right
MTF.
about now.
Mute
Is that
his
your mum in
mic
the
as
corner
well
there?
because you muted mine.
Is that your mum in the corner?
Bro, hey, stop it, man. Let the boy talk. Hey, Charlie, I saw that.
You can find me at MCFC Hibs on Twitter and Dugout Daily on YouTube.
Awesome. And Talk MU, where can we find you?
Yeah, find me on Twitter at iTalkMU. Find me on Steven's channel, SVT TV. On this channel, the Man United Agenda. Football United TV, Rich Sports. I've just followed you, Greg, as well, by the way.
Yeah, I just saw it. I'm following you back right now.
Cool.
Awesome. And you can find me, Big Phil, on @1United_Barbados on Instagram and also on the Man United Agenda to talk football related stuff. And also on Facebook, the Barbados Manchester United Supporters Club. I'll finish off by saying that I also think that France will head to the Euro finals. I think England will go to the quarterfinals, in my opinion, with Gareth Southgate, right? But this has been a very, very interesting podcast with a very interesting. I hope you guys enjoyed the Euros. T minus 2 days to the Euros.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but